How much time do we spend stuck in our heads, replaying something someone said, rehearsing what we should have said back? Oh, excuse me, I just got a Facebook notification on my Apple Watch. I'm kidding. It's an affirmation. You want to know what it says? I am not going to screw up this TEDx talk. People are going to love it. That's I'll take it. The smartwatch, we wear it to be on time. And yet, sometimes we just forget just to be here. We live in the era of multitasking and overstimulation, and there are so many things that are fighting for our attention. Today, I'm here to tell you, to share with you, what happens when you slow down, when you pause. Because what I learned is that when you pause, you notice more, you judge less, yes, and you connect deeper. And you get something back that most of us give away far too easily, your power. And that is where this talk begins. Sidebar, I hope nobody's too disappointed that I'm not wearing high heels today. I just left them at home with my ego. High heels, yes, they hurt. And so that's love. So there you go. Another sidebar, let's stay on track. A moment that told me how powerful a pause can be happened at a very unexpected place. A few years ago, my husband John and I were at the coldest place on earth. Miami Airport. If you've been there, you understand. We were going to South America, to Colombia. We were waiting in line to board just like everybody else, when suddenly two people step in right in front of us. I got a glimpse of the woman. She was wearing fanny pack, cargo pants, hiking backpack. You get the idea. No eye contact, no apology, no nothing. I was pissed. And I look at John, and he just shrugged, like he always does when my inner Latino drama queen starts to come out. She's never too far, by the way. Her name is Juanita. And she loves high heels, cosmos, and glitter. No, I don't have glitter, don't worry. We board the flight, and as we reach our row, would you believe it? Guess who's sitting next to me? Yes, the woman who got in line. Because of course she is. Sometimes you just have to laugh at life's twisted sense of humor. But I wasn't laughing. I was already planning my revenge. No polite smile, no eye contact, not even, how about this weather comment? And she wasn't looking at me either. I said to myself, you know what? I'm just going to order Bloody Mary, distract my brain, and just let the vodka do the emotional heavy lifting for a while. But then something happened. I overheard my seatmate talking to a flight attendant. She was going to Colombia to visit the orphanage. She had been involved for 20 years. The story I made in my head about her, that situation, didn't match the person sitting next to me. I was conflicted and obviously curious, so I asked her about it. Her name was Colleen, and she told me all about the orphanage. Then she shared with me how she took care of her mom through Alzheimer's until she passed. She even wrote a book about it, hoping that it may help somebody else in that situation. After all this, I felt like I had to come clean. All right, maybe it was the vodka talking. But I turned to her and I said, I gotta be honest with you, I was so mad when you cut in line in front of us. And she looked at me surprised. And then she laughed. She said that she never flies business class, didn't know the boarding process, and just follow somebody else moving forward. No attitude, no entitlement, just a sweet and clueless woman with a fanny pack and a heart of gold. After all this exchange, we ended up talking for the entire flight. And by the time we landed, I had this aha moment, this realization. If I had stayed in judgment instead of curiosity, I would have missed out on an incredible person and her inspiring story. You've seen the TV show Sex and the City, right? Where are the gays and the fashionistas in the room? You understand. For the rest of you who didn't laugh, Sex and the City was a TV show, late 90s, 4 women in New York City navigating love, life, and an absurd amount of designer shoes. Yes, I was jealous. Do you recall what the main character, Carrie Bradshaw, will always type when she was working on her columns? She would type, "I can't help but wonder." So now, after this big realization with Colleen, and just like Carrie, I can't help but wonder. How often do we do this? We make quick judgments based on a tiny glimpse of someone's life. An action, a comment, an outfit. Listen, I judge lots of outfits, okay? Including hers, if you got that. And let's be honest, some of you here today also. But what we see is rarely the full picture. It reminds me of the early 2000s movie Legally Blonde with Reese Witherspoon. Everyone dismissed her character, Elle Woods, just because she wore pink and she carried around a chihuahua. But in the end, she proved them all wrong. So here's my challenge to you. The next time you catch yourself judging someone, just pause. Take a moment. Be curious. Just like my friend Valerie, may she rest in peace, used to say, questions, questions, questions. Ask a question. Because first impressions are just that, impressions. Just for the record, I am not saying here that you should stop frowning when you see someone flying wearing flip-flops and socks, okay? I'm not. Just like Mel Robbins says in her book, let them. And also be kind. You know what actually takes more effort and energy than being kind? Holding a grudge. You repeat the scene in your head. You make it a Netflix docuseries. The day she violated the boarding line. Meanwhile, guess what? She's already moved on with her day. So here's a crazy idea. What if we did too? Because sometimes, or actually most of the times, it's not even about you. And yet, something inside us resists. Did you hear that? Somebody's knocking on the door. Let's see. Oh, it's a friend and foe, ego. Ego, come on in for a minute. The truth is, ego pulls us out of the moment we're in. Ego wants to be right. It wants to make it all about you. Ego wants drama. Sound familiar? Another door. Let's see. Who's behind this door? Oh, it's presence. Presence. Come on in for a minute. Presence. Presence is wise. It asks, is this worth my peace? See presence as if it was Yoda from Star Wars. Yoda will say, disturb my peace, this will not. And Yoda is right. I have my own Jedi training opportunity right there at 30,000 feet. And instead of letting ego swing the lightsaber, I chose presence. And when I did, I stopped feeding the story in my head. Imagine that. And I got something way better in return, a connection. Colleen and I were still in contact. That shows you that one Bloody Mary, some questions, and boom, a connection that is still rippling 3 years later. We even talked about me going to Colombia to the orphanage in the future. That will be a very cool, full circle moment. And here's the thing, you don't need to be 30,000 feet or Northwestern Colombia to practice this. You can do it with the small stuff too. So the next time something frustrating happens, someone's cut you off. I mean, we live in South Florida, so it will happen. Or your Apple Watch tells you to breathe when you're already trying not to lose it. Just take a moment, notice this thought, just like Victoria said. And if it doesn't serve you, why give it power? On the other side of that, you may see someone or something more clearly. You may choose, you may lay the ego aside and you may choose curiosity. Or you may discover a connection that you didn't know you needed. At the end of the day, your attention is your power and your energy. Imagine what could you do with half the energy you waste on judgment, resentment, on being fully here in the moment you're in. Is it TEDx talk? With the person in front of you. I'm just looking around to see who's present right now. Let's see. You're doing a good job. If you could remember one thing from our time together today, other than don't wear flip-flops and socks when you fly, please let it be this. Peace is not a place you go to. It's a place you return to anytime you pause. And yes, pausing and being present, it takes time. And it takes practice. And yes, it hurts sometimes. Just like high heels, just like love. And if it all else fails, just take off your Apple Watch and stay present. Thank you.